Hi, in this video we are going to study how to make transitions in oral presentations, how we move from one topic to the next while we learn about a historical event. To introduce this topic, please match the following words with their corresponding definitions. So please pause my video, complete the activity, and I'll see you in a moment. All right. Thank you. I hope that you did complete the activity. Here are the answers. Some words are verbs, some are nouns. Aim is to intend. Conflict is to fight or struggle. Emperor is a male ruler of an empire. What is to rule? To rule is to control or direct. A throne is a special chair used by a ruler. All right, by a governor, let's say. Please now read the following excerpt of an oral presentation. Let's read it together. As part of this discussion of the Napoleonic Wars, the series of war conflicts that took place during the time when Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte ruled France, I would like to look at the Spanish War of Independence. This was a military conflict that took place between 1808 and 1814 within the context of the Napoleonic Wars. It aimed to install Napoleon's brother, Joseph Bonaparte, on the Spanish throne after the abdication of Bayonne. That leads me to the next point, and that's where it ends. All right. So, to make sure that we understood the basic concept of that text or involved in that text, I have these questions for you. What were the Napoleonic Wars? That's easy. The wars or the conflicts that took place during the time when Napoleon Bonaparte was emperor. All right. When did the Spanish War of Independence take place? That was between 1808 and 1814. All right. And who was Joseph Bonaparte? That was Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. All right, good. So that was part of an oral presentation, and as you could see, he says, the person says at the end, that leads me to the next point, which is, so the next point is the way that that way is actually the next point is what the person is going to discuss later. So the person said, that leads me to the next point. So that is the transition that the person used to move from one topic to the other. So let me show you some expressions that we can use for making transitions when we are giving oral presentations. So these are just some examples, okay? Here we have the first one. I like to move on to another part of the presentation. And then you move on to the next. Or you could say, now I like to look at, now let's move on to, or let's turn to, and then you move. Or you announce the next topic. Now I want to go on to, or that leads, or that brings me to my next point, which is, and then you introduce the next topic. Or you could say, so far we have looked at this topic. Now I'd like to look at the next topic. All right. As you can see, any of those expressions could be used to move from one part of the presentation to the next. The good thing is that you have several expressions here, and you will have several parts in your presentation, and you can use one for each so that your presentation looks richer, let's say, in terms of content and the way of announcing the next topic. There's more variety there. All right. So now, using those expressions, we are going to have a practice activity. Here it is. Write an excerpt of the script of an oral presentation about the Industrial Revolution. You may have to research about it. Industrial Revolution, in which you show how you transition from one topic to another. Oh, that's easy. Below are some notes that you can use. Okay, that's good. And you are welcome to research about this topic to add content to your presentation. But if you just transition from one of the topics given to the other, that is enough. All right? So the two main topics are how the world perceived the Industrial Revolution, and the next topic is what led to the Industrial Revolution. And there are some details that you can use there. Advancing trade, financial methods, banking, technical progress, and epidemics, famines, long wars. Famines are periods of time in which people are hungry. So when there is not enough food for people to eat. All right, you may want to research a little bit more, but what I need here is actually just the transition between one topic and the next. All right, so pause my video, complete the activity, write the script for the transition, and then I'll see you in a moment. Go ahead. All right, so I hope that you did pause my video, that you completed the activity, and here I have a transition, a sample answer for you with a little bit of more content. Here it is. So far, we have looked at how the world perceived the Industrial Revolution, the transition. I now want to get into what led to it. That's enough. That is a good transition. But since we have some more content in the outline that I gave you, so we could say something, although there was an advance in trade, financial methods, banking, and a certain technical progress in navigation, printing, and watchmaking, there were always epidemics, famines, and long wars that did not allow the dispersion of the new knowledge nor a great demographic growth, etc., etc., etc. That is just one way of expanding that content, but what is important in this exercise is that you transition from one topic to the next, okay? So to benefit from this sample script of a presentation on the Industrial Revolution, we are going to practice pronunciation. I am going to pause my video so that you can listen and practice your pronunciation, okay? So go ahead, listen and practice now.
So far, we have looked at how the world perceived the Industrial Revolution. I now want to get into what led to it. Although there was an advance in trade, financial methods, banking, and a certain technical progress in navigation, printing, or watchmaking, there were always epidemics, famines, and long wars that did not allow the dispersion of the new knowledge nor a great demographic growth.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for practicing your pronunciation and especially for putting into practice the way of making transitions from one topic to another during an oral presentation. I'll see you in the next video.